Good afternoon. I wanted to forward to everybody the information again on exactly the way grading in your child's math class is working this year. At the bottom of every homework assignment, whether it's pre-algebra or Math 7, you will find a link to the online assignments that are being used used to practice and measure the skill proficiency in the course. When you click on that, you'll be taken to a document that looks something like this, and you'll see those tracks broken out by quarter. The number in front of the track, in this case 34, pertains to the assignment in the online gradebook, OL number 34. And that assignment lives in Khan Academy. Assignment 39 would live in Manga High, and assignment 52 would live in 10 marks. And this is the exact title of the assignment or the recommendation or the or the track within Manga High that is required to be completed to a level of proficiency in order to demonstrate that that skill is in place. Within each one of these sites, there is a slightly different place to go to get the information. So for instance, if I am looking at 10 marks and I am a student, I can go to the report section of 10 marks and I can get a summary of what I have completed and the latest score. I can go to assignment details and I can see some dates and some other activity that might be associated with that track. If the track has been attempted more than once, then it is the second score that is used in the gradebook, and I'll explain how this translates to the gradebook in a second. In Khan Academy, if a student is logged in and they go to their profile, in order to understand their progress against the recommendations, they go to progress, and then they click on coach recommendations. And I would suggest dropping down this menu and saying all time so it captures everything that's been assigned. In here you can see the current performance against each one of these tracks. Now I have not done most of these obviously, but for instance, in the comparing rates recommendation, I see that 6 questions have been done and the site has marked it as practiced. Our goal is to have all of the tracks that we work on, all the recommendations, done to the level of practiced or above. There are some other levels, masters, and there's a professional level. But to start with, we're shooting for practice. In order for one of these tracks to be marked as proficient, the student needs to complete 5 in a row. And once the student has completed 5 in a row, then the track should be marked as practiced. If the track is marked as struggling, then we still need to go in, and possibly the student needs to come in with me or during resource preferably and get some help, and we'll get that skill up to speed. And within Manga High, your child will be on a dashboard. I don't have a demo set up for that, but there is a dashboard that shows the tracks and their current level. And in Manga High, we are looking for the students on each track to earn either a bronze, silver, or gold medal in order to show proficiency. Now, in the gradebook, there are 3 different grades that may be present for the online assignment. Each online assignment is worth 2 points in the gradebook. And if the online assignment doesn't have a grade next to it, it's probably because at the time, I do not necessarily expect the student to have completed that yet. We have not addressed that skill in class yet, so I would not expect the student to be able to complete the assignment to a level of proficiency. However, if we have spent time on the skill, and if we are at a point in class where it should be expected that the student has completed that assignment, a mark of a 0 indicates that nothing has been done. So it's not done. And these are the numbers that will appear in the gradebook. A 1 indicates that it's been attempted, but we aren't quite at the point where the track has been completed with a level of proficiency. In Manga High, that means a medal. In 10 marks, that means over a 60%. And in Khan Academy, that means at the level of practice or above. And a 2 means that the student is showing a level of proficiency in that skill according to that track. So these are the 3 grades, and sometimes you'll even see a 2 in there for some students. Well, you're only looking at 1 student, but on my end, sometimes I put the 2s in there if the students ask me to put the 2s in so they get a good idea of their grades. So what you'll see often is that I have all these online assignments in the gradebook, or the majority of them, and some of them have been graded and some of them haven't been. Right now, in pre-algebra, for instance, we have just finished up congruency. So I would not necessarily expect that these last 4 tracks have been completed, and I may have put a grade in for all the way up to online assignment number 54. Now, even after a grade has been put into the gradebook, students can go back and work until their level of proficiency, and that's where a growth mindset comes in this building this year. We are looking for students, even if they understand through a track down here that something up here needs to change and it begins to click for them, they can go back in these grades, this 0, 1, or 2, can change at any time during the course of the quarter. In fact, I'm willing to go back to any point, whether it's assignments or assessments in the course, any quarter, any time, and work with a student to increase their score to proficiency on any track, on any assignment, on any assessment. So please understand that the gradebook in this class is very fluid. It can change at any time, and students can work toward proficiency and work to better their grade anytime they would like. Students simply have to come and see me for help or further direction, and I will do whatever I need to do to remediate and help them get on board and help them make sure that these skills are in place so that their next year in mathematics is successful. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I think everyone's pretty aware of my email, but you can email me at jvenner@palisadessd.org.